one chat at a time.
Hi guys, and welcome to episode 10, the very final episode of series 1 of Keeping the Arts Alive, one chat at a time.
Today we are chatting with the wonderful ADY SULEIMAN, talking all things music.
So please like, comment and share with your friends and family, and hope you enjoy.
Thanks so much for joining us today. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you both?
Yeah, not bad.
We're well, we're all right, getting through.
Good.
How's your lockdown been?
Yeah, a lot of bands, it's been all right. I think just like everyone just getting a bit frustrated now, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And I think with the news as well, you know, that everyone's going to be back out June 21st and music festivals are back on. I think everyone's kind of get excited for that stuff. So
It's nice to have something to look forward to though.
No, I think that's what it is. It's kind of giving you like a little bit of a you know, goalpost. Do you know what I mean?
It has. So we're going to go back to the beginning. We want to know when you first got into music. Like, what's your first memory you can think of?
I think I know I was around the age of like 13. I mean, this isn't my first memory of music, but in terms of like having a real love for music, I think I must have been about 13. And it was probably when Haruki, a friend of mine, you know, used to live down the road, and I think he played me a tune. I mean, it's not that embarrassing, but I think it was Marilyn Manson at the time. And I hadn't heard any Marilyn Manson before because I was just watching Top of the Pops and stuff like that.
Yeah, classic.
He played me this tune and I was like, oh, this is sick. Like, what is it? And he was like, oh, you know, Marilyn Manson. I was like, where did you find it? It's not on Top of the Pops. Like, my kind of idea that like music only existed on Top of the Pops. I didn't know anything else outside of that. So through Marilyn Manson, I got into, you know, guitar and then heavy metal, and eventually ended up on Jimi Hendrix. And I think when I found Jimi Hendrix, I was just like, he just blew my mind really. And yeah, it was kind of just through him I started really falling in love with guitar, and then that eventually led to writing songs and guitar and eventually singing. So that's kind of my earliest memory.
Oh, amazing.
So with that, your debut album Memories, would you say that all those different styles were the inspiration for your writing?
It was just kind of like the door, do you know what I mean, to opening the world of exploring music. Eventually, you know, when I got to Memories, I must have been in my early teens. No, not early teens, late teens, sorry, like 18, 19 when I started making that record. Probably 19, and then finished it when I was about 20, 22, 23. So I did most of the writing. And at that time, I was listening to a lot of like, you know, D'Angelo, Amy Winehouse, Erykah Badu. Obviously Frank Ocean was popping around then. It must be 2012 with Channel Orange, a massive album.
Yeah, we were saying when we were listening to you the other day, we were like, this has got Frank Ocean written all over it.
Yeah, no, I loved Frank Ocean, man. I loved him proper. But I find it interesting when you're making music because you're always trying to kind of imitate other artists, you know what I mean? And then you end up just naturally doing something completely different. So sometimes I'll be like, in my head, I think like, oh, this is a Frank Ocean kind of sounding tune. And other people be like, oh, this reminds me of Finley Quaye, or this reminds me of someone else. I'm like, oh, right, I didn't even pick that up in it. So.
Oh, so good. Nice. So we're going to move on to Thoughts and Moments, Volume 1 mixtape in 2019. How do you think that differed? Because I think from what we've done our research, it's quite a different experience than the first album.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, it was, you know, the first album was kind of a whirlwind for me because, you know, like I said, I wrote most of the songs fairly early on, and then I didn't actually get to release the album, I think, till like 2018. I was obviously with a major label at the time, and it was just a lot of like stop, start with releasing music. So it was kind of frustrating. So when I finally left the label, it was like Thoughts and Moments for me was almost just like a kind of relief, a sigh of relief, just to get back to creating with no kind of restrictions, not
being in control.
Yeah, exactly. Just like kind of regaining my creativity again and my freedom to do whatever. And kind of like shed my skin, I think, of that first album process to almost like reset. Do you know what I mean? Like having like ginger after your sushi. Do you know what I mean? Resetting the palate.
The palate.
So that's kind of how Thoughts and Moments was to me. And you know, obviously it didn't take as long to work. I think I worked on that for like over the summer, or you know, a couple of months, 6 months, something like that. I was in that kind of process. It's a lot more free and just freestyles and stuff like that, and looser jams.
That's so cool. That's really cool. In terms of how you're writing things, does it change? Do you kind of switch it up?
Yeah, I probably should switch it up in it because I've been doing the same shit for years.
It's still working.
Mate, yeah, we're here for it, so don't worry about it.
Oh, bless you. No, mainly it's just like guitar. I'll just start an idea on guitar, usually like chords or music comes first, and then I'll start like, scatting some melodies, and then from the melodies, depending if it feels sad or whatever, the melodies and the song will give you a feeling. And then you just kind of try to write your lyrics to that, or explain the feeling, or try to relate it to something that's going on in your life, or someone close around you, or whatever makes you emotional. But you do get stuck in it, like, there's no doubt about it. Changing your way is definitely a good thing to do. If you can play piano or other people play guitar, just to give your ears and your brain something different.
More influences.
Yeah, so I could do some more changes. I should probably twist it on its head. But
who would you say has been your biggest influence in your music, though?
There's been so many. It's difficult to list one, because I think over the period of your life, your idols and your influences changed. You know what I mean? Who you're inspired by at 13 is, still holds a heavy place in your, in your life and thingy, but it's not where you're at now. So there's been loads, but again, Jimi Hendrix is definitely the key for opening the whole door. So I have to always give him a nod, because I think without him, I'd probably still be listening to number one on Top of the Pops. Not that the number one Top of the Pops was bad. At that time it was sick. It was like Outcast, you know what I mean? That was a banger. And but I think vocally, Amy Winehouse,
That's your fave. That's Meg's fave.
Yeah, even now she was just different, cut from a different cloth.
Yeah.
But there's been loads, you know what I mean? Donny Hathaway, I love him vocally. There's also different things like
that live album. Oh my God.
Unbelievable. Yeah, for real. So it depends, I take vocal inspiration from a lot of people, and then production and sonics from different. D'Angelo sonically, I think, is impeccable, as well as vocally, but especially the Voodoo record, you can't really make a better sonic album than that. So I'd say they're my key ones. Stevie Wonder as well, actually.
Oh yeah.
Oh, don't get me started on Stevie.
yeah. Loads.
In terms of singing, have you had training, or is it just natural?
Well, I went to uni to study music. So that's when I first started kind of getting my singing lessons. I think we had like 20 minutes a week we would do, and I was there for 3 years. So I think there was already a fairly like just kind of natural base, do you know what I mean? Like I was always loved singing before that, but definitely once you've got that, you can always improve it in learning technique. Do you know what I mean? I remember when I first went to uni, like my teacher was just like, you don't breathe. Do you know what I mean? All my air, like every single note was like trying to be a knockout punch or whatever. So I had this proper like husky voice, which I loved at the time. But if you're trying to do like hour sets and like go on tour or whatever, like you're gonna just damage your voice in it. So I learned technique for that, and I think my range improved a little bit. But it's a fine line between like still having the choice to be free. Do you know what I mean? I think if you learn too much technique, it does get in the way. Like you don't want to sound too preem. Do you know what I mean? As long as you can learn it and then download it. So if you want to like do some horrible notes here and there, which to me always add to the flavor. Yeah, you can get the emotion out.
Yeah, love that.
Oh yeah, no, that's so important, isn't it? Because otherwise you become carbon copies of everyone else, and it's just what's the point?
But it is fun. I think when you do start to study, like I think that's the first time when you start to look at like the voice like an instrument. So I probably should do some more training, thinking about it actually. Right,
here we go then. Should we get into it? What would you do?
I'll do my warm-ups. I always have to warm up. Always bell embarrassing. I don't know if you guys do them. I'm sure you do, but the least like coolest thing you can do. I mean, you're like backstage and you're just doing these like noises, and you're just like, oh, this is so peak. Do you know what I mean? You want to be like in your head, I like want to be a rock star, having a little, or do you know what I mean? Having a little smoke, but I'm a musician, whatever. And I'm there in these warm-ups, like on the vocal zone and everything. So,
who would you say would be your dream collaboration?
Oh, there's so many. Again, it's obviously like it's very difficult to, dream collaboration is like top boys. I mean, again, Stevie Wonder. I think just to even meet Stevie Wonder. I don't know if I'd want to collaborate with him. I think I'd be too nervous and just not really. But I think just to be around him, to hear him talk about music, or to hear him sing or whatever, or just play and write songs. I'd like to learn off him the best. But otherwise, loads of people, man. I mean, I really like J. Cole, actually. I've been listening to a lot of Miguel stuff recently. His first album, I think him and J. Cole work really well together. I love their like features, their kind of dynamics. So maybe someone like him, or there's loads of rappers. I like Lil Kana as well. Kofi
Oh,
Stone,
yeah.
he's sick. So yeah, man.
So in terms of vocalists, when you were inspired by the vocalists, what would you say is it that grabs you first? Like the way they phrase things, their tone?
Tone of voice for me is everything. I think that's again just probably to like what you relate to, isn't it? It's like you always kind of. I feel like I'm not that. I wish I could do runs and stuff like that, or like have like this hugely like powerful kind of runny riffy voice or whatever. But I just love just like raw voices and like fragile voices, like Billie Holiday's. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even like Kareem Bailey Ray, like her voice is so soft. Do you know what I mean? And No Name as a rapper, like her voice is just like feels like it could break at any point.
Yeah.
So those kind of things, I just love that, like, because it just brings me right into that person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what we want to know is if you could tell us your favourite memory on stage, what would it be?
When I was 21, I turned 21, and Giles Peterson invited me to go play for his festival in south of France. This was like, I mean, I love Giles, innit? I was like listening to all his little compilations that he made, and this was like way before kind of anything was happening for me. I was still studying in Liverpool, and I had no idea how to get into like the music industry or the music scene. So all I'd seen was like, you know, films and stuff like that, like The Commitments and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I've got to make a demo CD and then hand it into a DJ, and then like, I'm gonna get my break. Yeah. So I went to a Giles Peterson gig. He came to DJ in Liverpool, and I put it down, burnt it onto a little CD, my little like free tunes or whatever. And at the end of the gig, I waited around for Giles. I was like, yo, blah, 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 I'm ADY SULEIMAN, here's my CD. There's some demos on there, you know, listen to them. I'm a big fan, all this stuff. And he messaged me the next day, and was like, oh, I really like the songs, and I really like what you're doing. Do you want to come play my festival in July on, you know, the 1st of July? I was like, yo, this is sick. Yeah. 1st of July, that's my birthday as well, and I turned 21.
No way.
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh, 6. I was like, I get to fly out there on my 21st birthday. I asked him, I was like, yo, can I have a couple of spare guest passes?
Yeah.
You know, for my friends. I think we flew out with like 5-6 mates of mine. We went, this is like the first time we've ever been backstage. Do you know what I mean?
Wow. How amazing.
And the backdrop was amazing. It was in this like old kind of bombed out, not bombed out, just like the sea behind you is like the backdrop.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
After I played, everyone like, you know, gave me a standing ovation and did sung happy birthday to me. That's definitely like highlight of my life, I think.
So what's next for you? I mean, will there be a number 2, album number 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm working on it now. So yeah, hopefully it'll be out soon.
What can we expect? What we kind of in for?
I just think more of the same, innit? I think more of the same, but I would just say I'm older now. Do you know what I mean? Like when I first started putting music out, I was, like I said, early 20s. I'm obviously late 20s now, and I just think hopefully it'll just be a level up in everything, you know, in songwriting, lyrics, delivery, and hopefully just a mature record for myself.
So are you doing this independently, or are you signed to a label with this?
I think after my first experience of major labels, you know, no disrespect to them or anyone that's on them or whatever, but it just wasn't a match for me. Do you know what I mean? So I think I'm not in a rush to go back down that route again. I definitely wanted to, you know, just keep things independent and
explore it yourself.
Do things my way, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's one of those like bittersweet things with major labels. Yeah, you can have this, but it's done my way. Ooh.
Yeah, they can be really good. You know, if you're popping off on a label, it's great because they've got the funding and the backing to kind of support you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To say like whatever a little color session blows up or a YouTube video blows up or suddenly your single starts going mad in these Spotify playlists. Yeah. They've like got all the money to like capitalize on that spike. Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
Put you in studios and get this producer in and whatever. But at the same time, it's like every time you want to do something, you got to go ask somebody for money. You know what I mean? And that can be frustrating. It's just long. Yeah, you just want to try to do it yourself. But at the same time, you know, they do invest a huge amount of money in you, and
of course,
you know, that's the kind of price you pay. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely. So before we go, we've got a few questions that we're asking everyone that we spoke to. So it's 3 questions. It's a desert island thing. No, it's a desert island question. So what album would you take? What dish would you have? And what film would you take? It's tough.
They're really good questions. Desert Island. If I'm on a desert island film, I will probably try to take some Bear Grylls film, to be fair. Just to, like, keep me alive.
Survival guide.
Yeah, some kind of like survival DVD. Do you know what I mean? Just
Love that.
Love that.
Just something like that.
Love that.
Yeah.
What was the other one? What album would I take?
Yeah. And Dish.
I'll probably take a Bob Marley album.
Yeah.
Probably
Beautiful.
Survival again. Just keep positive, bro. Do you know what I mean? You're gonna make it. I think Bob Marley Survival album, and a dish to fit.
Yeah.
Wait, how's this gonna work? Just for me to cook, or is someone just gonna mash this up for me?
Oh, we haven't asked that. That's good.
So
We
that's-
presume
you know what I mean?
it's for someone makes it for
Yeah,
you.
Who makes it for me?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Great.
But it's the same one. You can only have that one.
Forever.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be something healthy then. I don't know. I'd have to ask somebody that knows a lot about nutrition.
Yeah.
That's going to get me through the rest of my life on a desert island. But I don't know.
Probably a chicken salad. Got the protein, you got the health, got the greens.
Yeah, it's not that nice though, is it?
No, really not.
I want to eat chicken salad for the rest of my life.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
I don't know. I'd have to get back to you on that one. But some kind of, I don't know, some kind of salad. Yeah.
Love that.
Something
Love
like
that.
I just want to actually ask one more question. If you could give advice to your younger self or someone that is just starting out in the industry, what would it be?
You just don't give up, I would say. Probably a simple one. You obviously hear it a lot, but I think that's the main thing is like if you've got a real passion for something and love doing it, I wouldn't stress about, are you good enough or doubt yourself. Just don't give up, keep trying, and just the main thing is that you love it, do you know what I mean? And you'll get somewhere if you have a real passion for it. And if not, at least you've enjoyed spending every day your time doing it. Do you know what I mean? So that'd be the main thing is don't give up. Don't worry about age. Do you know what I mean? If you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever, just try to do it.
Yeah. Nice. Love that.
Such a good outlet. So, Addy, thank you so much.
It's been amazing.
For today.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
It's been so good to chat to you. Good luck with the new album. We can't wait.
to hear.
No,
Thank
lovely
you
to
so
chat.
much.
Thank
And
you.
you. Bye.
Cheers.